All right, y'all. It's what, the 7th, I think, of March. Out here at my truck at Green Bean. I want to share with you all what I'm doing. So I'll show you a few things here, and try to keep y'all updated as I go along. But let me flip this camera around. All right, so there's Green Bean. See my old headers. These are the old Hedman shorties, the 1.5 primary, 2.5 collector. What you see here is, what do you call it? The condenser or evaporator or whatever it's called in the AC unit. I've switched over to a non-AC box, which I'm going to show y'all here in a few minutes. And I believe it's one part of the plastic part of the box. Not sure whether, I think the other part's in the back of the truck. And my fender wells. This is my shop, kind of. This is like the flattest spot I have at my house. You can see I got double boarded on one side and a single board on the other side for the wheels to roll on. Not ideal, but hey, I get it done like that. All right, let me pop the hood on this thing. I'll see if I can pop this thing up somewhere so y'all can see what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Let me see here. Let's gonna do it or not. There you go. And I'll come back and grab the phone here in a second. So. But, yeah, it's been a slow process for me. Money's my biggest issue. For real. Okay, so grab this thing. All right, so here's my small block. I've set it down in there. It's not bolted to the transmission yet. It's just set down in there. You see the bolts for the mounts are in, but they're not tightened. This is my header setup that I'm doing. All these are loose. I got to find a place to put certain things, like my regulator. So there's the box I changed to. I got to wire this up. What I'm being told is on this is the non-AC unit. I'm being told that the way to go is to remove this because the wires don't match up to the colors of the other wires in the truck, which these, I believe, if I ain't mistaken. Anyway, whichever wires, now this one here went to the underside of the relay. But they're saying to use the other deal and for the other box in with this box, but that way I can have my heater still. It's a street truck, even though some people question that because of my header selection. You see the muffler sticks out here. I need to play with the headers and stuff here to try to get them to look halfway equal on the sides. You see this one's not out quite as far, so I might just pull this one out a little bit maybe and clamp it down. Somewhere around there, or maybe, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Probably end up getting it welded on anyway. But out there, I get to the bumper. I can cut the header a little bit on this side, but I don't want to mess with the tune of the header itself. They're when they make them, they have them tuned a certain length and this, that, and other. And Schoenfeld, it's a good brand, so I kind of trust in their design. But these are the Schoenfeld 1398A headers for the S10s, for the square body S10s, the up to a 93 truck and 94, I believe it is, Blazer. Been a big discussion on that on the internet, on the sites I be on. The other thing I've done, you see the brake booster there. I had to move the master cylinder because of the header clearance. You see the headers come up right here, about where the bottom, where the proportion valve is. So I'm doing away with that. This is a factory block off plate for a manual brake S10. So I have this. It's gonna go there. The master cylinder bolts to the top 2 bolts of that. And I got to take the pedal out and drill a hole to move the pin out to move, so the lever that goes from the pedal to the master cylinder is at the right geometry. And also it's a leverage thing. You know, when you have power brakes, you don't need as much leverage. So if you look at it, you'll see that the center of the brake booster is where the master cylinder bolts. And so that would be somewhere in this neighborhood right here. Let me zoom back out. Somewhere in this neighborhood. So I need to move that lever up from here to here inside on the pedal. So that's a good 1.5 inches, maybe probably 1.5 inches, 1 3/4, something like that up on that pedal to have the right geometry. I did this before with the 92 S10 I had. I put a small block in it and went to manual brakes and all, and I hardly had any pedal because it took so much to push inside the master cylinder, you know, with the brake pedal, because of the geometry of it, and plus, you know, the leverage of the pedal wasn't there. It was, you know, further down, it took the leverage away. And so I'm gonna try to do it a little better this time. A little bit of weight savings, but you know, then I got to be concerned with heat. You know, the headers are right there, so I got to make sure that the heat aren't near the brake lines, which, you know, I got to kind of reroute some brake lines and things down here. Steering shaft looks like it should clear pretty well through there. I'll find out and give y'all an update on that. What else? These headers, these are the Schoenfeld 1398s, I said. Everyone seems to be buying the Schoenfeld 198As. And if you look at these headers, you'll see that they are spread open pretty wide. They see, there's plenty of room between the valve cover and the header, probably 4 inches or so, something like that. My finger's 4 to 4.5 inches right there. That's normally where my alternator would sit too. I don't believe that's going to work. I have bought a new bracket to go here in the front, so I have the alternator right up here. This is what I'm looking at doing. Let me take it down a little further again. Yeah, the alternator's going to sit somewhere right up in here. I'll probably have to change this hose somewhere, block that off. I want to keep the heat in it. It is a street truck, so I will be keeping the heat in it. So, you know, there's little things I'm working out to try to make it good and right. I have a gauge set that my girlfriend bought me. The oil, the temperature, and the volt gauge. So I got to run all that in this. So I guess, you know, today I'll be mounting my master cylinder, trying to get that right. The headers are just bolted on right now. They're not, you know, sure enough installed. I'm trying to get all my clearances and stuff right. But that's just where I am. You know, out here, it's 43 or so degrees out here in central Virginia today. And I don't know, got a little ways to go, but hey, we'll get it. And, you know, once I do, I'll be out there trying to make some videos and some content for you all. See the inside, got little stuff everywhere, all my tools and stuff in the floorboard. Hurst quarter stick shifter, my little tack up there, that, you know, it isn't a 5-inch. I kind of purposely didn't want a big tack. I don't want people, you know, looking in and go, oh, this thing is something, look at that, you know, race truck. But got my cow tracks underneath, see them. And those, matter of fact, you'll see there's 2 holes in the bottom where the cow track bolts. The lower one, I had issues with not hooking, so I had to raise to the top hole. Haven't done a lot of playing with the adjustments of it. You know, I got it to where it's equal each side, but being I drive it on the truck, I don't have it tightened up with certain amount of what do you call it? Sorry, I'm not too good with the words with this off top of my head. But the preload, there you go. Yeah, the preload, you know, I haven't really messed with that much because driving on the street, they say you can damage your springs if you got it, you know, tightened up. So I leave a little slack in it. But what else? I do have new tires for this. I don't know if you can see the tread on these things, but you know, there's not a lot of tread left on these things. The middle is pretty much gone. I could feel the line on the inside is gone. But you know, for when I get it first running, I'm gonna go ahead and play with it a little bit and get used to it. I am building a 355 instead of a 316. It's kind of what I'm used to is a 316 in this thing. Same cam. Let me see. Same cam. I got Brodix heads instead of the eBay special ones. The ProComp Electronics is what I had. So going to Brodix IK200s should be a significant difference. Still got the ProComp Electronics intake. If you see, let me see if I can change something here. Let's see the carburetor and all that. Show you a little bit. You know, I'm not secretive. You know, a lot of people, they building stuff like this, they like to keep secrets on what it is. They don't want no one to know. And you know, I respect that. People, you know, they have their own agendas. Me, I try to share and I try to help people out as best I can. You know, if they're building something, you know, something similar, you know, you never know what'll help. So I like to, you know, help other people, man, and it's kind of who I am and what I'm about. But this is the Holley Street HP 750 double pumper is what I have. No choke. And for those of y'all that buy those little triangle, I forget what brand they are, but the little triangle marine style air filters. I had one on this thing when I first got it running with the 316 in it, and my issue was hood clearance. I didn't have a big air filter that would clear under the hood. This one that I'm using now is one off a vehicle that my dad had, which, you know, this one, it's a drop base and it's made for a Holley to where, you know, these here adjuster nuts, whatever, clear. A lot of them drop base don't clear that. But you know, you have to kind of get it specific for a Holley when you do that. But if you look all in here, you see a little black soot crap all up on here. I cleaned out some, but not good enough. But that's the stuff for when that filter that everyone says don't use that filter. Hey, you know, I chose to use it at one point, and I've drove this thing I don't know how many times and never had an issue. My dad took it out one day and drove it. Came back when I wanted to start it, it spit back through the carburetor and caught that thing on fire, and yeah, it was a mess, man. But you know, I was able to put the fire out, and you know, that was a blessing in itself. But yeah, you see my carburetor ain't bolted down yet. You know, like I said, I just stuck this thing down in there, stuck the carburetor on it, and going with it. I'm gonna use factory valve covers. It's a set my dad had in the basement. Pretty cool. You know, the roller rockers, I don't have stud girdles, so I'm using the roller rockers in it, as you can see right there. They clear good. Only thing I'm going to do, which I may not need to do, I have to check, but I think it's the springs. I think we're good. You know, inside the stock valve covers, there's like a baffle type things that stick down. I kind of want to squeeze them together a little bit to make clearance inside, but I think I can leave them alone. I think it's the spring that it's getting close to. So I don't think it's a clearance issue with the rocker arms. You know, if it's rock arms, it has potential to rub, then that'd be an issue. But I think I'm gonna stick with the way it is. So the oil flows in. I'm gonna put the oil in and whatever. But anyway, just like I said, I want to share this with y'all. See what it is. You know, maybe at some point y'all got something y'all want to do like this. I'll show you this too. This is the muffler. That's my muffler. If you see inside, you see the baffling inside, how it is. And let's see if I can show you inside the header. I not only that baffle, but I mean that muffler. I also got a baffle up inside. If you can see it, yeah, there you go. So it's kind of the same as the inside of the muffler. That's the Schoenfeld headers. It's got Schoenfeld. It's got 3.5-inch collector, so it's got a 3.5-inch baffle that you put inside the header collector. And then it's this muffler with the same type of baffling in it. It's a 6-inch muffler to go in. Try to keep it quiet, because like I said, I am gonna try to drive this thing on the street until I'm told I can't. But you know how that goes. So that's what that is. So there it is. Oh yeah, and I gotta relocate the battery. I'm gonna put it probably passenger side. It's an extended cab, so you know, wiring length is gonna be a thing. Starter back to somewhere in front of the bed for now. You know, at some point I'll relocate it back to the back, but I'm gonna put it up here in the front because my wires, how long I have the wires. I'm gonna put the battery up in here. I'll take the shell off, that way I can work with it a little easier, then put the shell back on. But right now, you know, I'm holding stuff in the back, engine parts and stuff, and try not to let them get wet. But and I think I'm not sure where I'm gonna be mounting things. I have some room here. I can actually screw to the front of this, which may be where my regulator goes. Maybe on this surface here, maybe. I'm not sure. I could put it up top if I chose to. I'm not sure what way I'm gonna go with that, but I'm going to do something with it. Maybe I'll flip it around. I don't know. We'll see. Hold it up where it's kind of sitting up. But with that being said, I have my MSD box, which I'm putting on here also. Not sure where I'm gonna put that. I'm thinking about mounting it to the floor up under here, maybe even to the side of this, to trans tunnel. I don't know yet. Make some kind of bracket so I can mount it somewhere. I don't know, to the bottom of here. But that gives. I don't know if that's a good spot or not. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe to the side here. To the kick panel. That gives me room. Anyway, I'm going to get my MSD box mounted in here somewhere. That might be a good spot for it there. I can have the adjusting abilities right here. I don't have far to go to get outside. Right here. That should take me out to the engine compartment from a wiring to the, you know, various things I got to wire to. Yeah, that might be what I do. My kick panel. As long as I don't get wet and all that. It's got the mountain stuff for it. But anyway, so I got a little bit going on here. Just wanted to fill y'all in, and let me flip the camera back around here if I can figure out where you do it at. I don't know. I don't see it. There. But yeah, so just want to give y'all an update. I know I don't do this enough. I wish I could, you know, I had the abilities to be recording while I'm doing things and go back and edit, cut things out, add some music and all that stuff like a lot of people do. But hey, you know, I'm using my right now it's a S10 Plus Galaxy phone, and I can't even record right now on YouTube with it. My phone doesn't do it, but for some reason, I don't know, I'm not too up on these smartphones and YouTube and Facebook stuff and all that. But just I want to say a country guy, Done a lot of time in prison, so a lot of stuff I'm not aware of. Out here trying to live my life and be productive and do some things that make me happy without hurting anyone else. And green beans, one of the things. The other thing is right there. You see my bike. And speaking of that, I'll show you. My bike has a Screaming Eagle filter that just the filter with the backing plate was $200. There's a front piece that goes on the front that actually clamps the filter in place. That's another 170. I didn't have that, so I got zip ties holding that for now until I can make some money to put towards that instead of my truck, I guess. But what else did I do? I got speakers and amp in my saddlebags. Let me show you all that. See the amp here, the 800 watt amp, Boss amp. 2 6x9 kickers here. I'm in the middle of doing some rewiring on those to put quick disconnects on those. I bought a Vance & Hines FP3 tuner, so I have it tuned and all. Runs pretty good. It's the 114 cubic inch Road Glide Special. So the last thing I did was, see the exhaust here. That's what I did with that. But so it's a 2-in-1. It's the factory header pipe with the cat deleted, and it's a 3-inch turnout that you can buy for any 3-inch exhaust, and it happens to fit on top of the cat. When you slip it on, it's pretty snug. I just kind of cut grooves in 3 spots on the pipe and clamped it down, and it's snug. And the paint is called Eagle Eye Yellow. That's what they refer to the bike as, because we got the big eagle on it right there from the factory, and it's kind of a greenish yellowish color. I'm not sure what to call it, but I'm trying to figure out a name for it. I ain't figured out the names for it. And if it's something that someone wants to chime in and say, hey, it's pretty cool, I like the color, you should call it this. Hey, any suggestions? I'm taking any suggestions on what I should name this bike. I'm baffled. I really don't know what to call my bike. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here, and I appreciate y'all's time. I hope y'all liked a little bit. Maybe if you follow me, you can go through the process with me with the truck here. I'd love to be able to get the thing running and performing at its best. It'd be pretty cool, just miss driving it, that's for sure. I have spinning tires, making marks up and down the road. A lot of people have gotten to know me for that, but hey, it'll be soon. We got a drag strip is opening up, and we have the Easter Sunday at one of the local tracks. It's a pretty big event for the track, and I'm hoping to have it run for that. It's April 4th is when that's happening, so I'm hoping to have it up and running. I'm putting off some other things to try to mess with this so I can have it ready, and at least drive it there. I don't know if I'll run it, because I don't have a truck and trailer to tow it, and I'm not going to take it there and run it without a truck and trailer and something break. And that's kind of what happened last time. I drove it up there, ran it, over revved it in the burnout box, and hurt the engine, though it didn't present itself to me immediately. I drove it home a couple times, had it out messing with it, and put a recurve kit in a distributor, and immediately a valve broke in it. The head broke off the valve, and I'm not sure exactly the process of it, but anyway, it ended up beating the head of the valve between the piston and the head, and messed that up. But so I had to buy another piston, another head, well, another set of heads, bent the rods. I just bought a new rod. I bought a whole nother crank, a cast steel crank. Didn't buy a forged one, bought a cast steel crank for it, 350 crank, and 6-inch Eagle rods, and another piston to match what I had. With these heads, the 70cc chamber heads, gives me 11.1 to 1 mathematically anyway, compression. And it's a Lunati cam. It's the if you look on Lunati's site, it's the oval track cam, solid flat tappet mechanical whatever cam. It's like 409A or 409-1A or something like that, I think. But it's a 540, 560 lift cam. Duration is 251 and 259 at 50 thousandths. 106 low separation angle. They call it the tight lash cam. It's a 16 thousandths lash on both intake and exhaust on it. But anyway, it sounds pretty good, run pretty good with the smaller cube engine. A couple things I figured out that I did wrong on that engine that actually took some power out of it. So, I'm correcting those things, and hopefully this thing speaks for itself, being a bigger engine with those things corrected. I'm looking for big things, but we'll see. Anyway, y'all have a good evening and a good day, and I'll get back with y'all at a later time, maybe in a week or so. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Later.